Ashwini is the king of the bullet train, and I'll let Ashwini elaborate on this. This is a very exciting opportunity, but the way he explains it, I love to hear it from him.
Great, great. So see, the point is that there's a huge infrastructure, building up that is happening just to, as Vikas said, to move things around. And one of the most efficient ways to do that in India, specifically because of the geographies of this country, is railway, right? Now, railway itself, in its national rail plan that they have rolled out, 2030, that's their timeline. They are targeting to increase their participation in freight from current 28% to up to 45%. Right? And there is a huge amount of capital, layout expenditure that has been planned. Roughly 50 lakh crore is what railway is planning to spend in the next 10 years or so. Right? So this is the whole plan is. Now there are two parts to it, right? So bullet train, as the name says, what comes to our mind is only the bullet project, and we are only targeting that specific projects that the railway is doing. But it's just to keep it little more excited about the name. But the theme has two parts, right? So one is the existing infrastructure and incremental benefits or incremental improvements on the existing infrastructure. Now that could be as simple as electrification of the existing lines. It could be, increasing the speed upgradation of the, the trains that are running on the existing lines. It could mean doubling of lines, or it could mean identifying more or better, freight corridors across countries, so that that movement can improve, the efficiency can come into the system. So that is one part, and it's a significant activity. Like it's a lot of thought is already there. The government or the ministry has identified those corridors. They have rolled out projects that the companies are already working on for last let's say 5 years or more, and that is evident from some of the railway companies, railway infrastructure companies. They have had a growth rate ranging anywhere from 20 to 30% CAGR over the last 5 years, right? So last 1 year we can have to normalize because of the COVID implication, but if we normalize that, these companies have delivered roughly 20 to 30% CAGR growth over 4 to 5 year period. So that's amazing, and it's as we say that this is below the radar. So it's not many people are aware of this. I'm sure about that. Right? So that is one part, which is upgradation and improvement of the existing infrastructure. Now there's a huge activity going on creating new infrastructure on the railway. So freight I talk about is one part, and moving people is another, right? That's also a big activity. What happens is, so I'll tell you broadly, what are the projects that we are talking about. So definitely there are roughly 6 high-speed projects that have been identified. One is, a large part of the first project is already executed, and the budgets have been sanctioned and things like that. Another project, the second project, which is between Delhi and Varanasi, is again the budget has been sanctioned for that. So we are talking about roughly 2 lakh crore of investment on these 2 projects. There are 5 more projects, and roughly 5 lakh crore expenditure is again planned on these additional 5 projects. Again, this is a longer horizon, but while it is longer, it also gives our portfolio companies a longevity in terms of their growth potential, right? So that's the good part of that. Second, we are talking about is semi-speed projects, semi-high-speed rail projects. There are around 6 such corridors that have been identified. Roughly 2 to 3 lakh crore has been sanctioned on this already, right? So that's another between centers which lie within 100 to 200 kilometers. That is the sweet spot for these kind of projects. Then we are talking about metro projects. There are 30 plus metro projects that are there in the country today. A lot of them have started functioning, but still are expanding, in their reach. So that is another, what you call roughly 4.5 lakh crore kind of investment that has been done or sanctioned for the future next few years. So this is a huge opportunity that is unfolding. This again gives a lot of target addressable market for all the portfolio companies, right? And again, as I told you about power, also here again we have companies which take different roles in this whole infrastructure development scenario. So we are very excited about this project. There are too many, or a large number of growth vectors that are there which are at play, and that's something that every investor should look very seriously on this.